Alright, so I lied. I didn't intend to have this much stuff to open, but we do have a lot of stuff going on, so let's get into it. You know, one time somebody told me I should vacuum seal my coffee, and I was like, what do you mean? And he sent me like a link to a thermos, so that's what he meant. Like, and I have a thermos. It just, not, I usually don't use it out here, but that's what I had coffee in right now, so whoo, let's get into it. More bearings for the Mojave 4S. Velcro, because who doesn't need Velcro? Extra ESC fans. Oh, hinges. I need this to fix one of my planes, yeah. A new ESC for my new plane. Capacitors. Diff fluid. Screws. More diff fluid. And then my brand new plane, the FMS Cessna. Last time I took it out, the thing just decided to go reverse thrust. All on its own. And of course I've had the experts chime in. Unplug that! I never used reverse thrust. So you don't need to use reverse thrust because I don't use it. Reverse thrust is a gimmick. Man, yeah, everybody's got their damn opinion. You know, if it wasn't used or useful or anything like that, why would they add the damn stuff? I think it's the factory ESC myself. Because on the transmitter for the plane, you know, several switches. Basically, you program how you want it. What switch you want the flaps on? What landing gear? What for reverse thrust? So I had the wire plugged in because the ESC is screwed down, or the transmitter is underneath a piece of wood, the whole battery tray, and it's screwed down. So I figured if I ever did want to activate it, let me just go ahead and plug the wire in. I plugged in on channel 5. That's usually like a one that you would use for reverse thrust. And I didn't have a switch assigned to it, and then when I was flying it, I didn't hit any switches. It just went into reverse thrust on its own. So it doesn't matter if it was plugged in or not, unless that receiver is somehow defective, which I doubt it. It's a Spectrum receiver. It's brand new, just put it in. But in case you guys are wondering, check that out. That's what a aviation ESC looks like. A little bit thin, no fans, because generally you have some type of ducting that comes through the front. And this is nice because I use Spectrum batteries in my planes. I will get all the telemetry, like the full on what the exact voltage or how much like percentage that the battery is, and all the temperatures and stuff like that. Because that plane does not have a smart ESC, so I didn't get any of that stuff, and it can't relay the battery info either, so it was kind of like a set a timer and hope. So that's gonna be the first thing we get on the bench. So we're gonna do a little aviation theme on this on the bench. We're gonna go ahead and fix some planes. Yeah, we're gonna fix some planes. Alrighty. Man, I got to thank Captain Drone, because I never even knew these things existed. So, because they're for airplanes, you know, they go back and forth. This is kind of, this might be easier if I disconnect. Man, I wish I would have known about this stuff before I messed this thing up with all this damn tape. I think we need to possibly make like a little slit here. Help that go through. My first time using this stuff, like I said, I didn't even know this existed. I heard of like, they call it like aileron tape, so I bought some of that stuff. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, not a big fan. So Captain Drone, he like crashed his plane pretty good, and I think the whole control surface came off, and he went home and just used this stuff, reattached it nicely. Well, he made it look a whole lot easier. Because if this doesn't work, then man, this is going to be a whole new body for this plane, because there ain't no other way of fixing it. Alright, so now I need to figure out where these things are going to line up over here. This is not as easy as he made it look. Oh man, I'm not liking this. I mean, oh no. I'm not sure if this is going to work now, because look, I'm hitting the elevator there. I guess I probably needed to put it up a little bit higher. I think it'll be, I can even trim this thing probably just a little bit shorter then, if it's going to hit. Oh yeah, it's going to. Yeah, I need to, we're gonna have to trim it just a wee bit short, which will actually be maybe this one. We can pull that out. We got to pull it out anyhow. Alright, I think we got that. Now, disaster averted. I think this is definitely easier when you got thicker foam like this here, being a little bit thicker. Makes it easier to cut and get that stuff in. Because that short stuff, no, it's just, or short, the thin stuff. Yeah. The thin stuff, it's just really hard to see. So this here is just a bit thicker. Alright, so if you're going to buy what we in the hobby affectionately call a beer cooler, because they are just styrofoam, invest in some glue. All I can tell you, because you're going to need it. For one reason or another, you will need it. Like a lot of people tell you in the hobby, you'll never stop crashing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be kind of a two-part process. I'm going to go ahead and let these sit and dry, and then we'll return to glue that. Alright, I'm not going to bore you guys with everything that goes on here. You know, like how to take the cowling off. It's 2 screws. You know, I took the prop off, took the cowling off, because these wires are going to be so close in there. I can't reach them without getting that cowling off. But I thought maybe it might be interesting for some of you to see, kind of like the difference between aviation and car stuff. So look at the little ESC. Quite a bit different than what we're used to seeing on the car side of things. See here, I got well, the factory ESC has a color coding, but oh, look at that, the factory ESC just comes on out. Wow, look at that. Alright, so man, I got some hate when I did this video about this thing just going in the thrust reverse, and I had all these people, well, mine never had a problem, mine. Okay, yours didn't have a problem. That doesn't mean that this isn't defective or something bad was going on, you know? Jeez. You know, it's like people say, oh, they broke this on RCAWD. Well, I never broke it on mine. Does that mean it didn't happen to you? No. Just saying mine didn't. I haven't had that problem. I understand other people, their stuff breaks. I just want to show a difference between. So this is the wire coming out of the receiver. Showing the difference between these two brands here. The stuff's all stuck. So here's the wire, right? This comes out of the receiver. This actually has an additional wire here for a thrust reverse. You assign it to a channel, you plug it in. But just notice this. Check out the spectrum. Check that out. You do this to reduce the amount of radio interference. So when you have all these wires and servos and an electric motor and stuff spinning, you don't want to have interference. Oh, that's pretty cool. It goes right there. Now I want to show you the difference too. Look at these two ESCs. Now granted, this is a 40 amp, this is a 60 amp, but nice kind of like metal heatsink. I decided to go up on the recommendation of one of my flyer friends that has a lot of experience. And he said for it being 4S and this size motor and everything, like this size of an airplane, really just wonders if 40 amp was adequate. So it definitely doesn't hurt to go larger. It makes life easier on all the components, because it doesn't have to work that hard. Because even if this motor only pulls 30 amps, maybe it draws 40 amps at most if you're going full throttle, doing less. So funny when people see these things and they see all the knobs and switches and buttons.
Just switches. No buttons? No buttons, just switches, lights, and knobs.
And they freak out like, how am I gonna know all this stuff? No, that's backwards. Alright, so now we gotta reverse 2 wires here. And then we should be good to go. Yep. Look at that. Okay, most of my planes I don't worry about the prop, they're not big enough. I mean, it would maybe like sting a little bit, but ooh, boy, this one here, yeah. That one there will get you. And of course that thing went under the workbench. Alright, so we can see we have the new ESC in and it's up here. This ESC is a bit thicker. It wouldn't fit. You guys remember this ESC here was over here and it kind of goes underneath the styrofoam there, so it's kind of out of the way. But this was, remember, considerably thinner, so this one over here is quite a bit bigger. And right here where we had this servo horn, what was happening is right here, as it would turn. Let's see if we zoom in a little bit. Not sure if this thing is focusing because everything's white, so it's kind of. But anyway, you can see the servo down in there. What was happening is that thing was hitting where the ESC is. So I had to relocate it, and it's actually not in a bad place. If we look, where did my parts go? Here we go. Here we go. Right here in the front, air comes in here and kind of goes in right here, and now that's right exactly where the ESC is. So that will really help out with the cooling in that. But because of like the way this plate sits in here, I did have to notch that to allow the wires to come through. So I think we got that. Everything's in here. I did put some hot glue here on this little servo wire and right here on this little RF interference coil. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we got this coil right here. So put a little hot glue there, put a little hot glue here, because you notice the plane's turning. Picture, this is a plane, you know, it banks. You know, I don't need these wires getting caught up in this, which really, for all intents, you know, some planes that servo works both the steering wheel and the rudder in the back. This one only works the steering, but if you had jammed up steering and you try to land, the plane can shoot off. Which is like one benefit of having like a reverse thrust, because planes don't have brakes. No, they don't. Such a shame. Such a pretty looking ESC, and then it gets hidden down in here. So man, I appreciate everybody watching this stuff. I'm hoping that maybe you learn a little something about aviation, like RC planes and that here. I know a lot of people don't tune in for the flights and that. And you know, that's fine. You know, it's not your thing. It's not your thing. You know, I kind of hope maybe some people will learn a little bit. Oh, look at that. I just put little marks right here to line up where those screws are, so that way it just makes life easy. And then look at that. Awesome. Awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing bolted back up, and then I'm going to bring the other plane back that we worked on, that rudder. Okay, so not the prettiest repair in the world there. There's definitely a gap, but it does look like, you know, it's lined up correctly. So let's plug in. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's in my pocket. This battery is so small. Look at how cute. 300. Well, apparently it moves it. Alrighty. Apparently, I mean, it looks like everything's working. I hope so. I'm going to take it up here. And hopefully all goes well. This is a pretty cool plane. I've had a lot of people ask, like, what's a good beginner plane? And this thing flies really well. It would probably do good for a beginner, but it's not the strongest. So I don't know. Like, you can buy a fuselage, you'd have that, but this wing just kind of glues on. It doesn't come off. And, I don't know, but it does fly really easy. Yeah. I like it, man. I had some fun with this thing. This is kind of what I'm using to get myself out of safe mode. Because if I crash it, I'm going to be upset, but I'm not going to totally freak out. So this is the one that I want to try to learn, like, maybe do some rolls and like a loop-to-loop kind of thing. So, but yeah, I don't know what I did. I whacked this thing and kind of broke it. I put that tape on there, and then it just wasn't moving. The tape was binding, so I don't know. I must have messed up how I did it or something, but there we have. Cause see right here, they put tape from the factory. There's 3 pieces of tape there, even on the flat piece there. But 1, 2, 3. So maybe that's the key. Maybe I should just put a couple little strips. I went the whole length of that thing. So I don't know. Lesson learned. But I think this is a better setup. Maybe if it totally comes off, because I mean that feels pretty solid now. I don't think I'm breaking that thing off. Cool. 2 planes fixed. Alright everyone, before we continue, I just want to say something. You know, through this channel, it's been a great help in my life. It's helped me get through some tough stuff. You know, I got severe chronic just daily back pain, and editing videos, working on filming them, just trying to be creative, takes my mind off. It's been a great help. You know, but along that journey, you get to meet the trolls, the idiots that have the most stupidest things to say. And then you have some really great people like this man here, Top Hat Plus. He was a Camaro enthusiast. He had a 2016, and I found his channel when I bought my 2017 Camaro. And long story short, I might go into a whole big video about more into detail with this, but this video is already getting long. But yeah, I flew up to Canada in 2019, met with him. We spent a couple days hanging out, and it was really cool. He was a great guy. He helped me get through, like, losing my first wife and stuff like that. And, you know, we were always supporting each other on our channel. And I just noticed he wasn't posting any videos, which is really weird, because he took, you know, a lot of pride to make sure he had always had content going out. And I went to his personal Facebook page and saw that he had passed. You know, he was a young guy, like in his 30s. Now, he had very severe, like, arthritis growing up as a child, and, you know, it takes its toll on the body and the organs. And even though he was going out to the gym, he was a pretty buff guy. I guess, you know, his heart just gave out. It's just shocking, man, you know. And he was one of the best things to happen, you know, running this channel, meeting great people like him. So yeah, man, I'm gonna miss him, man. He was a great person to talk to. You know, even today, you know, we still went back and forth, helped each other out with the channel. So we're very kind of similar subscribers. I was actually ahead of him for a while, and then my channel got deleted, and I lost a bunch, and so we had like a little friendly competition going. But he was a great guy, man. I'm gonna miss him. Damn. So he was young, like in his 30s, man. You just never know what's going to happen in life. But yeah, this video's already gotten long, so I'm not going to put any car stuff on the thing. I do have plenty of parts here, like this battery tray from Garage Life RC to put in. I got some parts for the Omni Terminator, the Creighton, and that. So we got some stuff coming. I got some new cars coming as well. So we're going to have plenty of great stuff for you, but for right now, I'm still reeling with this, man. I can't believe he is gone. But I'm probably going to touch on this again, because I know not everybody tunes in for the plane stuff. Even though this is on the bench, all I did was planes, so the car guys aren't going to tune in for that. But for those of you that did, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, man. You guys keep me going, just like him, man. You know, YouTube is like its own thing, and it can be a really great thing at times. All right, everyone. I greatly appreciate the support, everything that you guys do, the great comments, meeting people and stuff like that, and helping me out. I do appreciate it. So, thank you for the time. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.